And one of the questions I get asked the most as a breathwork teacher, as an entrepreneur, as a single father is how to manage stress, how to reduce anxiety. This is something that a lot of people these days are dealing with in the world that we live in. There's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anxiety going around in the world, and the world we live in just creates a lot of stress and anxiety in our lives. And so people are often wondering, how can I reduce the stress? How can I reduce the anxiety, the symptoms of anxiety, without turning to medication, doing it the natural way? And the simple answer is with your breath. And so I want to introduce you to a quick way that you can turn off stress and you can reduce the symptoms of anxiety when they arise just with your breath. Now, the simple fact is our breath is our access to our internal state, and it can change our internal state. It can change our brain state as well. And I've got courses on my website that explain this in more depth. But real quick, I'll just introduce you to a simple fact of how to reduce the stress. Now, when stress arises, what happens is our body switches into a fight or flight response. And we're living in a world where we have these dangers, these perceived dangers, things like bills due, things like notifications that come in that trigger us in certain ways and cause us to feel like there's an attack coming. Now, in the old days, it was a tiger hiding in the woods or some sort of predator that we had to run from. And this is where our body adapted this system to perceive this danger, to shorten the breath, to save energy so that we could respond to that. However, these days, that energy is that danger is largely imagined. And so, how can we do this? How can we tap into our inner pharmacy? How can we tap into our inner systems and regulate those so that we don't become overwhelmed with those? If we live too long in a stressed out state, it begins to have a negative effect on our health and our well-being, on our relationships, on our performance, on all kinds of areas. The truth is that can help us. It can help us to get in this stress state, to show up at a high level for certain circumstances, to perform at a high level. Stress can be good. However, living in that stress state or when we don't need it, it can be bad for us. So we need to learn how to switch that off. We need to learn how to get back into a relaxed state. So how can we do that? Well, what's happening is our nervous system. Now, there's two sides to our nervous system. There's a fight or flight, which I mentioned. Our body switches into the fight or flight. It perceives danger and it switches into fight or flight. The breath becomes short, the tensions become high, and we get ready to run or to act or to react. And this is where we can become reactive in conversations, in relationships, and these sort of things. So switching off that through our breath is really simple, actually. Extending the breath, the exhale of the breath. Now, every breath in activates our sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is that fight or flight. So when we take in those short, shallow breaths and rapid breaths, it's activating our sympathetic nervous system. So in order to switch that off and move over into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest and relax system, we need to work on the exhale. The exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system. So extending the exhale out. So one of the practices is to breathe in for 2 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds. Breathe in for 2, breathe out for 4. And repeat this. You can also extend that even further. Breathe in for 4 seconds and breathe out for 8 seconds. The trick is to double the length of the exhale. So count the length of the inhale, extend out the exhale for double that amount, and you'll begin to switch your nervous system into a parasympathetic state. You begin to calm it down, you begin to relax that so that you can then come into your day, move into your day, approach tasks, approach those notifications, whatever it may be, in a more relaxed way. This is going to help you show up as your best. If you come in calm and relaxed, you're much more likely to show up as your best. And so that's a real quick way how you can use your breath to turn off the stress, reduce the symptoms of anxiety when they arise. If you're feeling overwhelmed with anxiety, it's really kicking in, put a timer for 3 minutes or 5 minutes and just sit there, close your eyes, and just focus on that breath. Count the inhale, 4 seconds. Count the exhale, 8 seconds. Count the inhale, 4 seconds. count the exhale, 8 seconds, and repeat that till the alarm goes off, and you'll find that after that, you'll be in a much more relaxed state. This also helps when anger arises. When you're triggered in a situation, in a relationship or at work, and you feel the anger come up, you can also use this breath. You can take a break, you can step away, you can focus on your breath, close your eyes, and you'll find yourself coming back into a more relaxed, more equal state. You can actually do this to fall into deep rest as well. You can use this to get into sleep state. So when you're laying down at the end of a long day and you want to rest, and you don't want to take any sleeping pills or anything like that, you can just use your breath to relax your body, to switch off the stress, to move into a parasympathetic state, to that rest state. Your body will relax and calm down and get ready for sleep. So I do that when I lay down. I focus on my breath. I'll lay down, I'll count the inhales, I'll extend the exhales for double, and I'll just do that until I fall asleep. And it doesn't take very long. It takes 10, 15 breaths sometimes, and I'm out like a light bulb. So that's a real quick video introducing you guys to the way you can reduce stress and the symptoms of anxiety naturally. No need for any chemicals, any external substance, anything else but your own breath. So I hope that helps. It's really helped me as an entrepreneur, single father. I spent years in a highly stressed state, and this is why I decided to go down and learn breath work, is because I needed it. I needed to learn how to get myself into a more relaxed state and calm down my stress, and I found so much relief from it. I decided to go down that path and learn more. And I went on a long journey to spend years learning these practices, perfecting them, and creating them for you. So if you're interested in learning more, go to my website, explorewithcasey.com. Check out the courses on there. You can learn some of this stuff for free and go deeper into that. There's practices that can help you. There's all kinds of stuff. explorewithcasey.com. I'll see you there, and I'll help you get into that more relaxed state, to chill out, to relax, and to ease that stress and anxiety so you can show up as your best. Hope that helps.